Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome on in to our Valley News Now desk on this Tuesday morning. We're breaking down what we covered this morning as well as what we got in store for the day ahead. So still a little hazy outside, as you can see here on our Corwin Auto Sky Cam. Lots of smoke we've been dealing with the past few days and hoping to get that cleared up as we head on throughout the week. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on the Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. Remember, we do this every weekday morning around the 7:30 time frame. Just again to break down what we covered this morning as well as what we got in store for the day ahead. So you can find this on Facebook, YouTube, as well as our live stream over on our website and, of course, our free VNL News app. So first and foremost, I know a lot of people have that smoke outside on the top of mind. So we're going to hop on over to our website. I'll pull this up for you quick, okay? And we'll just look at what our First Alert Storm Team is forecasting for you for the week ahead. All right, so we are over on the Valley News Live homepage here. I'm going to hop on over to the weather tab. You can see there. And meteorologist Lisa Green updating this for us about an hour ago. Improved air quality and quieter weather today. It looks like Fargo right now we're sitting at 49. We're going to hop all the way up to 74 around 4 p.m. Looks like we're going to be dealing with some clouds, but I got some good news here. We're going to hop up, good news if you like the warmer temperatures, we're going to hop on up to 79 by Saturday. Looks like we're going to stay pretty consistent with those 70s as we look at our 11-day planner here. And remember, you can find this over on our website, but we do also have this available for you on our VNL weather app. Now, our First Alert Storm Team works very hard to keep you updated throughout the day with everything you need to know to keep you and your family prepared with whatever the summer weather may bring, especially as we head on into severe weather season. It's a great idea to keep that tool ready. It'll follow you wherever you need to go. They post video updates, everything you need to know as we take on this summer. Hopping on over to our news portion of this segment, we're learning more about arrests made at a Jamestown daycare late last week. So yesterday we learned it involved alleged sexual abuse of a 4-year-old girl. And our investigation started when several concerned parents reached out to us with their concerns after the owner of Charge On Together Childcare, Nicole Stevan, was booked into Stutsman County Jail last Friday. So according to court documents, an unnamed 15-year-old staff member is accused of inappropriately touching a 4-year-old girl. When detectives went to that daycare, they learned staff members were investigating it themselves, but they hadn't reported it to any authorities. That kid was taken to an interview where she said that the suspect had inappropriately touched her, and detectives believe the suspect committed gross sexual imposition against that 4-year-old. Search warrant was executed at the daycare, and they took cell phones, DVR system, records containing training personnel files, and some photos of that scene. So Stevan, as well as an additional staff member, they're up on your screen right now. Stevan's on the left. Over on your right, that's Adrian Miller. They were both arrested for allowing a sexual offense to be committed against a child. Now, that may not be a charge that sounds familiar. That's because this is a mandated reporter charge. Police do add there could be more victims possible in this case. We've got so much more for you on this story over on our website, valleynewslive.com, and of course our free VNL News app. All you got to do is head on over there to get whatever you need to know, and we'll be continuing to follow this for you as this story continues to develop. And North Dakota Highway Patrol leading a multi-agency aerial enforcement campaign in Fargo. That was over the past 2 weekends. So it actually led to several arrests as well. These enforcements use aircraft and forward-looking infrared technology to locate reckless drivers who have fled law enforcement. Aircraft is used to track the drivers to a stopped location where officers can make contact on the ground. So on May 30th, that aircraft team followed 3 fleeing motorcyclists in Fargo, who were then apprehended and arrested by officers on the ground. Their arrests included a 22-year-old driver from Texas, a 20-year-old from Fargo, and a 24-year-old from Milner. 11 traffic stops were also made, and 2 drivers were arrested for DUI. Troopers also gave 7 warnings as well as 9 citations. And some local sheriffs are upset with the Department of Homeland Security. Now, this comes as the federal agency issued a statement criticizing certain U.S. law enforcement agencies of being sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. Now, that did include several North Dakota counties. I'm going to pull up what they had to say for you right here, okay?
The statement said that this is endangering our communities. That is totally wrong. We do everything we can to keep our communities safe. Not only me as a sheriff, but all the other sheriffs involved and across the country. That's what we do, and that's what we strive for.
So he says the department hasn't criticized their agency up until it released that statement. He says DHS has not been able to tell them who compiled and issued that statement to even begin with. Over in Otter Tail County, they're responding to this as well. So the Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office in Minnesota responding to being listed as a sanctuary jurisdiction by the Department of Homeland Security. So what they're saying in this Facebook post, I'll read a little bit of it for you here. Sheriff's Office said, quote, Otter Tail County has not taken any actions such as passing ordinances, adopting resolutions, or implementing policies that would designate it as a sanctuary jurisdiction. The county complies with all state and federal laws and has received no formal notice of noncompliance with Executive Order 14287 or any federal statute. Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office maintains strong and ongoing cooperation with our local state and federal law enforcement partners, including immigration and customs enforcement. We're currently seeking clarification from DHS regarding the basis for our inclusion on that list and the process for correcting any inaccurate designation. We look forward to receiving more information on that soon. And we're continuing to follow measles cases developing in North Dakota as well as Minnesota. Health experts say there is time after you get exposed to the measles, but how likely it is for kids to get exposed when they're out of the classroom. Valley News team Sydney Zatz spoke with health officials for those answers. We're going to hear from Sanford and Essentia here.
A little concerning that we continue to see this, but not surprising.
32 total cases of the measles in North Dakota since the end of April, all unvaccinated. Health experts say if you've been exposed, it's not too late.
If you are exposed, you still have 3 days to get the vaccination for post-exposure, what we call as prophylaxis, which means prevention. Of course, the earlier you get vaccinated, the better it is. The best thing to do is get vaccinated so that you are protected in case of exposure.
A majority of the cases have been among those between 5 and 19 years old. One place we've seen exposure is the Essentia Health Clinic at the Lights in West Fargo, sparking change among healthcare, like wearing PPE or doing extra cleaning.
Changes are going to be probably citywide, not just at this location. Now, knowing that there are cases in Fargo itself, we are taking particularly close attention to any cases that we're worried about or any people who might have been exposed to measles.
With school out for the summer, there's still a chance of being exposed. For example, when you head to the pool.
You are safer outdoors as compared to indoors. So I will say that with a caveat, though, the risk doesn't fall to zero when you are outdoors. With you being indoors, this virus can hang around in the air, linger for a little bit, for a few hours.
The risk if you're unvaccinated is still high. Keep in mind, there are no specific treatments for the measles.
Most of the time, treatment is symptomatic. So there aren't too many treatment options we can do, at least out in the community. If kids get very sick, we can do something called vitamin A, high doses, but that really should only be done in a hospital setting.
So that was Sydney Zatz reporting the last reported exposure of the measles in North Dakota. That was last Tuesday at the Chatter Clinic in Williston. Those at a Williston Walmart last Saturday, May 24th, they may have also been exposed, but some good tips from health officials there as we head on out of school into the summer months. There are still ways that you and your kids could possibly be exposed to the measles. So some good tips there as we head on into that. Moving on here, a Grand Forks man is warning others of a scam that cost him thousands of dollars. So he got an email that looked like it came from PayPal. They claimed he had fraud on his account. After giving personal information through the phone, they took full control of his computer, and he realized he was scammed. Now, he's out more than $12,000. He's now giving advice on how to keep your money safe. Let's take a listen.
They make you believe things because they put the name on there. All because you see a name doesn't mean it's real. I got taken because I called this 805 number that I thought was a legitimate fraud department for PayPal.
So he is currently working with detectives to get his money back. Scams like these should be reported to the Federal Trade Commission or the FBI's Crime Complaint Center. You can find links to all those sites on valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. We've got all those resources for you there. And new for you this morning, West Fargo commissioners unanimously passing an ordinance last night that bans sleeping or living in storage facilities. Ordinance number 1256 bans living or sleeping in buildings, vehicles, or temporary structures not designed for residential occupancy. So City Attorney Katie Schmidt says the ordinance was drafted after commissioners heard from residents who reported witnessing people potentially living in storage facilities near their businesses. Ordinance says any person violating it would be guilty of a Class B misdemeanor. And lots of action going on in Moorhead. We got a traffic alert for drivers there. As of yesterday, Main Avenue is shut down between 10th Street South and 13th Street South. Now, this is all part of construction aimed at creating an underpass for drivers, along with improved sidewalks and traffic signals. Detour routes will be in place, and construction is expected to continue through November. That's about all I got for you on this Tuesday morning. Remember, you can find this streaming on Facebook, YouTube, as well as our live stream over on our website and our VNL News app. We'll have this for you every weekday morning around that 7:30 time frame, just to keep you updated on what we got, what we've covered this morning, as well as what we got on deck for the day ahead. If you're heading out the door, I will see you back here tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.